Hello, my name is North and I'm bringing you some Star Wars Battlefront 2 PC gameplay onto my channel. In this video I will be reacting to the two gameplays that have dropped from E3 showing off Star Wars Battlefront 2015 from DICE. So the first gameplay was from Hoth. It was from the multiplayer game mode Walker Assault. The second gameplay was on Tatooine, and it was showing off a survival game mode, sort of like zombies from Call of Duty. That's what it kind of reminded me of when I watched it in Sony's conference last night. But yeah, I'm just going to give you my thoughts on those two gameplays and my thoughts on Star Wars Battlefront as a whole. So there's no denying that those two gameplays and Star Wars Battlefront, there's no denying that it looks really impressive, and I will probably pick up the game regardless just because I am a Star Wars fan. But at this moment in time, from what we know of at this moment in terms of the game modes, I really don't think this game should have been called Star Wars Battlefront. I really don't, because with Star Wars Battlefront you expect to see certain things within the franchise. You expect to see space battles and the option to be able to pick a planet and pick a game mode and pick whether you want to be a droid or a clone or a rebel or a stormtrooper. The previous Star Wars Battlefront games, apart from the first one with no space battles, the previous Star Wars Battlefront games offered those options. But with the latest Star Wars Battlefront game, it feels like to me that there isn't enough options for the player within this game. Now you've got battles, and I think there's another game mode called Lost, which we don't know about, from Battlefront missions. I don't know whether they will replace like Conquest and some of the other game modes within Star Wars Battlefront 2, like Hunt and Capture the Flag. I'm not sure whether those game modes will replace them, but I find it baffling how DICE have come out and said, oh yeah, it's a reboot, we want to put our own stamp on Star Wars Battlefront. But I just think that excuse is just pure laziness. I just don't think there's any excuse to not include some of the things that made the franchise great, like space battles. I just find it odd how Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS2 had space battles, but Star Wars Battlefront 2015 on the PS4 won't do space battles. That's just pure laziness for me. I really do. I think that's just pure laziness, especially when you got games like No Man's Sky where you can go from space to the ground. That should have been in this year's Star Wars Battlefront. I just find it stupid as well how there's barely any planets as well compared to the previous Star Wars Battlefront games. I just don't understand why they're not including prequel content as well. Again, they're limiting the options the player can choose within the game, and I just think that is just stupid. I really do. So the gameplay does look impressive, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't stop the fact that there's no space battles within this game. There's no prequel content within this game. Probably DICE or EA will do that as DLC. That wouldn't surprise me, but those sort of things should be on the game, on the disc, day one, because that is what the Star Wars Battlefront franchise is known for. The ability to go up into space, or to go on ground and choose what planet you go on, and choose whether you want to be a rebel or stormtrooper or a droid or a clone. That's what the previous Star Wars games offered, but with this game it feels like that DICE are limiting us to what we can play. Like I've said before on my channel, I'm not happy about the fact that Star Wars Battlefront 2015 will only feature content from episodes 4, 5 and 6, and it won't feature content from The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, because that part of the franchise was what I connected with, because I grew up with those films, and a lot of people my age grew up with those films as well. I just find it odd how DICE are restricting us to be able to only play episodes 4, 5 and 6. I just find that completely stupid, I really do. It's just a stupid decision. DICE have repeatedly come out and said that with Star Wars Battlefront you can recreate your Star Wars battle fantasies, but the trouble is you can't, because they're missing out half the flipping franchise. It's just stupid in my opinion, especially when Disney Infinity are including everything from the Star Wars franchise and not just restricting the players to only playing episodes 4, 5 and 6. I think DICE, just laziness from me. Like I said, it's just pure laziness. I think this reboot should have included everything that the previous Star Wars Battlefront games had and added on to that. Not take stuff away from the previous franchises. And with this game being a reboot, that isn't an excuse to miss out some of the key features that the previous games in the franchise had. So yeah, that is just my opinion for Star Wars Battlefront at this moment in time. I think the gameplay, like I said before, it looks really, really impressive. And like I said, I probably will still pick up this game because I am a Star Wars fan. But it doesn't stop me from being concerned about the game and being concerned about Battlefront, because this is not what Battlefront should be like in my opinion. It should have space battles and it should have all of the other stuff that I've mentioned within this video. So yeah, that is just my thoughts. I'm looking forward to seeing what DICE will reveal in terms of the game modes. Hopefully we'll get gameplay from battles and the other game modes within Star Wars Battlefront. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about the latest Star Wars Battlefront in the comment section below. I might have a discussion video later on this week talking about Star Wars Battlefront in more depth. But until next time, I'm out of here for now. Goodbye.